So yeah, this way we got
Morning.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Wembley Stadium. Tomorrow's fixture with Spain. Thanks for joining us. And we will take questions from the floor. Anton, we'll begin with you.
Morning.
Morning. First off, Sarina, I suppose, just how's the squad going into this one and how good's Bronze?
Yeah, the squad is good. Everyone's fit. Lucy Bronze is fit too. So last training within an hour.
You talked about the positives that potentially came out of Friday night, but it feels like it's been a long time since we've seen England at their very best. How happy are you with how England are playing right now?
I think what we first did, we worked really hard. We tried to play our best every single game at what we did Friday. And yes, you saw different phases of us. We are aware of that. And what we do every time is we review the game and we want to do better again tomorrow. And that's what we're working on. And that's what we can control to be at our best. And of course, we have to deal with opponents, what I say all the time too. No game is going to be easy anymore. The world has changed. We are adapting. And we try to win every single game.
You've spoken very strongly about standing in solidarity with the Spain team, considering everything that they've been dealing with over the last 18 months, 2 years. I just want to ask you about sort of sporting-wise, I suppose, because obviously, you know, since that night in Sydney and everything that's been going on with the Rubiales case, they've qualified for Olympics, got to a bronze medal match. On the day of the prosecution, they came back from 2 goals down and won 3-2. What does that say about the team, not just as a collection of very good players, but also sort of mentally and fortitude-wise?
Yeah, it says how brave they are. It says, first of all, that it's a very good team. That Spain has just a very good team. But it also says that they show resilience and they're so brave. And again, we're talking about it again today. I think we have to keep talking about it. I would almost say, unfortunately, and we have to keep telling the world that we stand in solidarity with them. And hopefully it will make change. And I think it already made change, but now we want to talk football again and play an incredible game tomorrow here at Wembley.
Alessia, I just want to get your thoughts on what the Spain players have been dealing with from a player's perspective.
Yeah, like Sarina said, we've stood in can't get my words out. We've stood in solidarity with them since the moment that it began. And it's really a shame that they've had to have gone through this. But yeah, we hope that it makes change going further forward. And I think you spoke on it before. It's a testament to the players, to be so brave to speak out, but also, to still be performing at the level that they are. And I've got teammates that have been through it and they've acted with so much class through it all. And, we stand with them and back them all the way.
Alessia, so many of us in this room were there on that night in Sydney when you all came off the pitch, and it must have been one of the most difficult nights of your career, losing that final. How much of this is a revenge mission, and how much is this kind of game going to hopefully prove just how good this England team is?
I think for me, revenge kind of reflects on the past a little bit. We're a new team. We've got lots of new faces, lots of new qualities within the squad now. So, yeah, I think we don't want to be looking back. Obviously, it hurt. You can ask every player that was in that game. It wasn't nice, obviously, to lose out. But, yeah, we want to be moving forward and we've got a new opportunity. We're back at Wembley. We've got all of our fans there. And, yeah, we're really looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Hello both, good to see you. Sarina, I'll come to you first. On the Luis Rubiales case, Jenny Hermoso is appealing the verdict. Does that show remarkable courage to you?
Yes, absolutely. Remarkable courage. Very free. What can I say more about it? We speak about it all the time.
You've been very supportive of the Spanish players. Are you looking forward to a time when we can just focus on their achievements on the pitch?
Yeah, of course. That's what I've said all the time too. What we said at the World Cup, we want to celebrate football. We should be talking about performances. Unfortunately, we are talking about performances, but also about this. And I hope that soon we can focus on that football game. And we will keep focusing on football because that's our job and that's what we love most.
And Alessia, I'll come to you. Sarina says, and you as well, that you stand with the Spanish team. As someone that plays with Spanish teammates at Arsenal, what's your message to them and the Spain team ahead of tomorrow?
I mean, we're all with them through the process. I know it's been tough on teammates who I've played with, and yeah, I mean, they're fantastic girls, and like I said before, they act with so much class. I think it's a real shame for what they've been through, but yeah, they've been professional through it all, and have never let their football standards slip. So it's a massive respect to them all.
Thank you.
Hi, Sarina. Hi, Alessia. Sarina, how would you say England have evolved since that World Cup final 2 years ago as a football team?
I think we have evolved. I think you can't even relate to like the Euros and the World Cup as much anymore. There's so many new players coming in. The game has evolved too. So not only us, we're trying to adapt, but also the opponents have changed with the Nations League coming up too. Different matches, much higher level. That's what we want. And we're still, of course, developing, adapting, and trying to improve every single game.
And you've both spoken very candidly about, obviously, the slightly unhappy memories of that night in Sydney and what's happened with the Spanish team since then. Do you think there'll always be almost, I guess, a special relationship between the England team and the Spain team beyond football based on what happened on that night in Sydney?
I think in the women's game, that community, that's kind of special. So we're absolutely competing, when we play each other. But when we go off the pitch, where we support each other, we support Spanish, they're in the situation. But I think overall, women football players are supporting female football players, and women in society. So I think that's a bigger picture than just that.
Thank you. And sort of similar question for you, Alessia, just kind of, is there would you say, a relationship between the English and Spanish players because of that night?
Yeah, I think the community that women's football has is really special, and quite unique about the game. I think whether it be good or bad, we help and we come together as one. I think we're really good at celebrating each other's successes. Ultimately, we all want the same for women's football. We want it to be at the highest levels without moments like this happening. But yeah, I think the community of women's football in general is really special.
And you kind of alluded to in your earlier answers about having Spanish teammates at Arsenal. Just wondering if you could maybe give a little bit more detail about maybe what it's been like watching Laia or Mariona in the past kind of couple of years. Has it been tough to watch what they're going through? Has it been empowering? Kind of, what has it been like?
It's been both. Obviously, you never want your teammates to have to go through something like the process that has been going on. But like I said, they've acted with so much class, and it's not been easy. And yeah, they're top players as well, and their standards are always sky high. And yeah, I'm grateful to have teammates and people like that around me day in, day out.
Thank you.
Yeah, hi Alessia. I spoke to Laia yesterday actually, and she said that she's been telling yourself and some of the Arsenal teammates to get to the FA Cup final because she wanted to play at Wembley. Now she gets to play here with Spain. I just wonder, do you feel that opponents and other teams that come to Wembley, they really lift their level when they're playing in the stadium because it is so iconic?
Yeah, it is an iconic place. Cordina was so buzzing when she found out the game was at Wembley. So yeah, it's nice for them to come to our home. We're really proud and grateful to get to play here so often. And it really does feel like a home for us with the fans and just the energy around the place. So yeah, it's nice that we get to share that with other players that deserve to be playing in these stadiums too. And it'll be really nice to be tested against the best, but also be at our home as well.
Yeah, and I know that sort of Kit touched on it there with Sarina, but just your view on the journeys that maybe both nations have been on since that World Cup final. It's been very different for kind of both teams. Obviously Spain dealing with a lot off the pitch, but you guys obviously having a lot of changes on it.
Yeah, I think every team goes through different processes after tournaments, and like we've touched on before, it's obviously a shame what Spain have had to have gone through. But speaking on our process, like I said before, we've got a new team now, lots of different new faces, lots of energy around the place as well, which is nice. And we're feeling good. We're in a good place as a team. We're enjoying our football as well, which is nice. And camp's a really enjoyable place to come in. And I think it's a place where people can flourish as well.
Yeah, and Sarina, again, you sort of touched on it, but just this kind of England versus Spain, do you feel like there is maybe not a rivalry, but I suppose it's becoming a bigger fixture, because when you tend to play them, it tends to be, you know, big games, particularly at major tournaments?
Yeah, it's absolutely a big game. But I think when you play Germany, USA, that's a big games too. I think there are many big games at the moment because it's that everyone's improving so quickly and to the next level. So it's an exciting game tomorrow again, and we're looking forward to it. And yes, it's a big game, but there are many more big games.
Thanks both, all the best.
Thank you.
So back to Jay.
Hello both. It's been a while since the Lionesses had a really big knockout performance at Wembley. What would it say potentially to your critics if you beat the world champions here tomorrow night?
We're not playing football to beat the critics. We're playing football to win games, and what we can control is try to be at our best tomorrow again, and be connected as a team. And what we want to do is get more consistency, so create momentum in the game and keep it longer, because that's what we have experienced over the last couple of games. And then we move forward. And sometimes things go really well. Sometimes things don't go that well. And what we're trying to just stay very neutral and say, okay, this is where we are right now, and we want to move forward. What do we have to do? And hopefully that will bring us the win tomorrow.
Alessia, on a similar note, what kind of confidence could it give you as a group of players to beat a team like Spain here?
I think winning games in general gives you confidence as a team, but also we learn a lot from maybe performances that aren't as positive. And I think that's part of football, and it's part of the journey that we're on. Ultimately, we want to be our best, ready for the Euros, and this is another massive step in our journey. We want to be testing ourselves against the top oppositions, and with our group in the Nations League, we've got that. So I think it's really good prep, but also in the moment, these are games you want to play as a player. I mean, obviously every time you get to play for England's really special, but yeah, back at home, back at Wembley, and against a really great side.
Thank you.
Just go to Catherine just in front. Thanks.
Hi, Sarina. We know Spain like to have a lot of the ball, and I think they had about 80% possession against Belgium, but they did kind of struggle a couple of times with Belgium's counter-attacks, and when Belgium did have the ball, they were really efficient with using it. I know you spoke about your team being more ruthless on Friday. While you may be expecting Spain to have more of the ball than sometimes opposition teams do against England, is it really key that you kind of, are more ruthless and take those chances when you get them?
Yeah, that's a good explanation of Spain. Yeah, of course, they're very comfortable on the ball. They want to play possession game. We're aware of that. So at moments we'll have to be patient and wait until we can press and win the ball. But we also know that we can exploit space behind them. And that's what we're looking for. And they've been struggling with that over the last couple of games too. So yes, good side, but we see opportunities too.
And Alessia, it feels like you're in a really good run of form at the minute for club and country. I just wondered kind of, you must be feeling really confident about, the form that you've been in.
Yeah, I'm just enjoying my football. I always say that I play my best when I'm happy and I'm enjoying myself, and I think that's something that I want to carry on with me. Yeah, I'm also in great teams and I'm playing with world-class players every day, which is great. And I think for me, I just want to keep progressing as a player and as a person in the teams that I'm in, and yeah, stepping up when that's needed. And yeah, I'm just happy and enjoying my football as well.
Go to the front. Bradley at the front.
Hi Sarina, hope you're well. This will be the first time you've played Spain since that night in Sydney. I just wondered just how much have this team evolved and changed since that game, looking ahead to tomorrow and looking long term into this summer with the Euros?
You mean
England? Yeah.
I think we've changed a lot, and I actually put it in a little longer time, so 22, 23, and now. There have been a lot of changes. What we try to do is adapt our game and get to next level, have a little tweak in our style of play, but also different players on the pitch, new players coming in and finding their way and finding the connection with teammates. So yes, we're working on all these aspects, players as an individual, as a team, then our style of play, but also then our game plan against the next opponent, which is tomorrow Spain. And that's what we're focusing on all the time. So yeah, we have had changes, yeah.
And both of these nations will be one of the favourites going into this summer, considering everything they've achieved with England at the Euros and Spain at the World Cup. I just wonder, what's the difference between a good team that is capable of playing good football, but maybe doesn't win major tournaments, and a great team like England and Spain that have been there and done it and won a major tournament?
Yeah, I think, that doesn't have a very short answer. I think winning tournaments, a lot of things needs to fall into. So the puzzle needs to fall into each other. Do you say it that way? I think, of course, it starts with quality of the players, and then it's how does the team work together? What's the togetherness in the team? That's a massive difference, I think. Preparation, and then you also need a little bit of luck and have everyone available, things like that. So that's the shortest answer I can give, I think, on this one.
And Alessia, you would have noticed the change and how much women's football has grown since the Euros back in 2022. For you playing for England and playing in the WSL, how much have you noticed teams changing the way they play when they come to not just play at Wembley against England, but wherever you go and play now?
Yeah, I mean, Sarina mentioned it before. The level of the game is incredible now. The talent of players, the talent of teams, is really, really high. And it's great for us because we have to keep pushing our levels as players individually and as a team. And yeah, the stakes to win are even higher. So I think it's great. That's what we want. We want to be playing at the highest level, for as long as possible. And for me to get to test yourselves against world-class players all the time is great, and whether that's in the league or for country, I think it sets you up for the best success as a team as well.
And lastly, what would your message be to all the fans that are coming to Wembley tomorrow to cheer you on and hoping to see this England side record a massive victory and start off what is going to be a really exciting year and summer for the Lionesses?
Well, firstly, we're really excited to be back at Wembley. It's a place that we call home. So first and foremost, it's great to be back here. But also, a lot of our journey and a big part of us as players is the fans and what we can bring to them. And I think that the energy that we feel in the stadiums all over England is really special, and we hear them loud and proud all the time. So yeah, we're really excited to play for them, and we'll do everything we can as players to put on a performance for them.
Thank you. Best of luck tomorrow. Thank you.
It's right, We'll go to Rachel if we can keep it to one question.
Speaking about that evolution, question for both of you.
Sorry.
That's okay. About the evolution piece.
Can you start again? I'm sorry.
Speaking of, really a question for both of you, in terms of that both sort of within England, but also within the world of women's football, do you feel like maybe sometimes the expectations haven't evolved around you or around women's football as much as you and the game has evolved, in the sense that maybe some of the expectations are about what women's football looked like even 2 years ago or last summer? We're in a different place now. Have the expectations caught up?
Now, I think the expectations have been high all the time since I came in 21. Everyone expects us to win all the time. And of course, we're trying to win every single game all the time. And we have high standards. We want to improve all the time and play our best game. But we also have to deal with opponents, and they're improving too. And with what I said, the improvement of the game coming with the Nations League, there's much more countries that are doing really well. So, the expectations are always high. We're trying our best, and we can't always control what the outcome of the game is. We can control what we do our best to win the game.
I guess for both of you, if you find that as players as well, that maybe people are expecting what England looked like even 2 summers ago, which is a very different England now and very different opponents now, as Sarina was saying.
Yeah, it is. The game's constantly evolving, and all we can control is ourselves, how hard we're training, what we're trying to put in practice, how we compete on the training pitch, but also when we've got games. And yeah, I think our team philosophy is really high, and we want to be working and pushing standards every day. So yeah, for us, it's just all about what we can control.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sandra. Thank you.
Hi, Sarina. Hi, Alessia. Just one question for you, Alessia. You talked about Laia and Mariona a bit, but just wanted to get your thoughts on what's it like to play alongside them, but also how you feel about facing them.
Yeah, firstly, to play alongside them, they both bring so much quality. I really enjoy speaking to them and just talking about different experiences and also how they see the game, because growing up with Spanish football is quite different to English football, and just kind of the journeys that they've been on. But also as people, they're great people to have in a team. They're both very funny and great additions. So yeah, I can't speak highly of them enough as teammates, and to play against them, they're top players. So yeah, the whole Spanish squad is full of talent. Yeah, we know that. We've done some work and looking at opponents like we always do. But our team's full of talent too. So we're looking forward to it. It's a test against some of the best players in the world, but also for us to put on a show as well.
Thank you. Thanks, Sandra. We'll end with questions from the Spanish media on the back there. Becky.
Hi, good morning. Sorry for my English. I have two questions. One for Sarina. Sarina, in Spain, we talk a lot about the good job doing in the Women's Super League here in England. I don't know if you have the opportunity to watch the Spanish league, but my question, in case of that, is what do you think about it? Not the football in Spain, but the League F in Spain. Thank you so much.
I don't have. It's a bigger league, more teams. Of course, I watch Barcelona a lot more than any other team because we have English players in there. I think what you can really see in their competition is the culture of Spain. So I always want to play possession game, and what you see also, of course, that Barcelona is dominating that competition. About the setup, about development, I don't have all the context. I think you have to ask that to Spanish people who are involved in developing that competition.
Okay, thank you. And one for you, Alessia. You know too much some Spanish players like Mariona or Laia Codina as teammates, like Alexandri or Leila as opponent. Which player do you think will be the most dangerous or the most talent for a player like tomorrow's game? Thank you.
Well, I think they've got a lot to pick from. They, like I've said before, they're a top side. But I mean, closer speaking about Mariona and Codina, and playing more so with Mariona in an attacking sense. She's got loads of qualities. And I think everyone in the room knows that she's a really talented player. And yeah, has lots of different tools. So she's one that we'll be preparing for. But like I've also mentioned as well, we've got lots of qualities within our team too.
Hello, I'm David Menayo from Marca. Sorry for my English. My question is for both. Is there any feeling of revenge, special motivation for playing against Spain before lose the final of World Cup in 2023? Thank you.
No, I don't see it as revenge. I just see it as another game. That final was the final. Of course, we were disappointed that we didn't win it. But you move on, and this is the next game, and we want to play our best, and we want to win that game, of course, and be very, very competitive.
Yeah, I agree. I think revenge maybe looks a little bit towards the past, and us as a team really want to move forward now. And yeah, we're looking forward to the game. And yeah, a different time, a different team. Yeah, and at home at Wembley, and we're really excited.
Okay. Thanks so much for your time. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thanks.